Welcome back to Answers from Habakkuk. We are looking at the prophet Habakkuk to see if there are some small bits, or maybe even more than that, sort of answers for the world that we live in. Obviously, the scriptures are always helpful to us in our Christian life. But I'm thinking particularly in terms of how we think about and how we respond to not only the decline of the church today, but certainly dealing with as how do we live as Christians in this world which all of a sudden is clearly a pagan world around us, a pagan culture. Habakkuk was troubled by that very same thing in his day. And we can understand the concern which Habakkuk raised as he came to God and really cried out to God and called out to God with anxiousness, if you will. But as you think about that, and I know that you want to pray to God, you want to pray on your knees with great concern. Lord, it's time something happened. Lord, you need to change the hearts of God's people. But let's understand this, perhaps a bit of a caution here. Even as you look at the prayer and the crying out, if you will, of Habakkuk, we know that God is absolutely sovereign. We know that God has a perfect plan for his church. And his plan will be victorious. So when we are troubled with the things that are around us, it is helpful to keep that in mind. Habakkuk was obviously a prophet of God, and God used him for a very important purpose. But Habakkuk was personally affected, as we are, about the world and condition of the church that he was in. We are. We get upset and even angry, not only within the church, but what's happening in our world, in the world of education and a government. And so here's the caution. And I think as we look at Habakkuk, we can ask this question. What are we really concerned about? Are we concerned about what this means for me? I have to raise my children in a world of things, and you can't even turn on the TV and listen to a commercial anymore without it being almost X-rated, and so it's difficult. We would like to raise our children. We would like to live in a world that is much more godly. And so do we come to God, and do we with passion raise our concerns before God because we are troubled for ourselves, or because we're concerned about God and his church? I think we need to be careful about that. What is really important? So as we think about that, keep in mind, God is not asleep. God is not forgetting about what is going on. We don't need to come to God and wonder, where are you at? That's a natural sort of thing, and that's fine. We see Habakkuk doing that. But here's the thing that we need to be concerned about. To what extent is God's name and honor and glory being trampled on by the world around us? That is what should anger us. That is what should raise our passion. And that is how we humbly come before God. First of all, recognizing our own shortcomings and need of forgiveness from God, but upholding before God, Lord, raise up your people and your kingdom and destroy the enemies of your kingdom for your name's sake, that your glory and your honor would be upheld. When we start at that point, then we are coming to God with the proper concerns, and we are ready to submit to God. If it is his purpose and his will to bring great judgment upon, as he did to the nation of Israel in the day of Habakkuk. We'll talk about that in a few weeks. Or whether it's his concern to reverse the direction that things are going, we know this. He is in control. He is the sovereign God, and his plan is perfect. And so, yes, take your prayers to God. Take them to God with passion. But understand, what are we really concerned about? The honor and glory of God. We'll speak some more as we continue to look for answers from Habakkuk.